Okay, moving on to our next game. We've got the fated Charizard detail that everybody looks forward to in this scene. VannyStar and Brian Sempai. Brian Sempai, our local top Zard player. And VannyStar, no stranger to the Singapore Pokken Weekly series. Winner of countless ones. A force to be reckoned with. It's the clash of the local defender versus the champion from overseas. We're heading into it. So the Charizard starting off a little bit, two-phase pressure. The Zardito in the field is a little bit just feeling each other out. Because neither of them can really zone all that much. Both of them will get their confirms. Doing their flight stance. Goes up into the air. Vanny getting a little bit of a wall combo, erasing all the health. Goes for a hard read with the grab Oki. This is going to be a huge chunk of damage. Brian's sitting on very little health left. He can call Eevee if he wants to get some bit of health left. There he goes. He got the attack buff up, but he's gonna have to be careful because there's a lot of fireballs coming in from Vanny's side. His fire punch was a little bit questionable, but he saves it with a flare blitz, catches with the anti-air, hits with the attack Oki, and that's going to be it. First round going over to Brian Sempai. Right there showing the fearsome power of a Charizard in Rage mode. When your health gets below a certain value and the number turns red, you go into Rage mode and everything you do does an extra amount of damage. And Charizard's naturally high damage means you're going to be doing even more while you're in the red. So a lot of flight stance exchanges right now. Vanny coming out on the top. Brian activating his burst. Vanny attempts to fire punch through it. And now they're just kind of feeling each other out. Brian gets the homing. Vanny, having run down the clock on Brian's burst mode for a little bit, decides now is a good time to try and activate her own one to capitalize on the advantage, catching Brian as he flight stances over into an unsafe situation, and that grab was guaranteed. And here we see Vanny's classic Rotom assist call, and this is going to kill. Rotom, not a support you might see very often on Charizard. In fact, it's most commonly seen as an anti-Charizard option because Charizard likes to spend so much time in the air. But Vanny, famous for using her Rotom in order to pull out some extra long combos. Now she goes in with the Flamethrower, blocks the Fire Punch. This is a guaranteed punish. Fire Punch is not safe on block. Slowly walking him into the corner. And now Brian is in the corner, taking all this extra Oki pressure. We're gonna see another Rotom combo here. Kills even more time. Goes for a little bit of a cheeky reset and attempts to Seismic Toss him. Brian sitting a little bit on the back foot now. He does have Eevee's attack buff and rage. So if he lands a hit, this is gonna hurt really badly. But right now he's taking a lot more hits than he probably expects to. Activates burst to try and get in. Catches at the instant if the JY, and this is going to be a seismic toss. It's going to be huge damage as he activate burst. Nope, he opts to go for another reset. Vanny bursting out of the Oki situation. Brian going for a raw burst attack. This is going to get blocked for some chip damage. But interesting flare blitz. Brian missed an instant jump 6Y there. If you miss it, you kind of get a grab. The clash in the air. 20 seconds left on the clock. And it's going to be a tight exchange. Oh my goodness. And that's one way to go out, that's for sure. You get to hear that little chime. Let me tell you, it's gonna be a long time before we hear that little jingle again. Double KOs are very rare in Pokken. But now both players are technically up a game, and I think this is the first double KO we've had in the entire history of this series. We've never had a double KO in 76 tournaments. We've never had a single one, and that was the first one we had on stream. These are exciting times we live in. Alright, here we go. Technically game 2, but on paper game 3. Into the Charizard detail. Chucking fireballs at each other. Flare Blitz confirmed off of a fireball. And Brian making a bad call with the fire punch. And now he's in the corner and taking all this flare Oki into a dive kick. That dive kick... Oh, nice jump over. And goes to fire punch again. But Vanny answering back with a fire punch of her own. And that's going to be death. Crit seismic toss at 103 health. You're dead. Down on the ground. Where you belong. Round 2. VannyStar sitting on this game point. I am clipping the mic. Charizard field phase, chucking fireballs. Look at the spacing of the IJY. Vanny's so on point with her flight stance cancels. Dive kick. Backs off a little bit. Look at how she's staying at that specific range where her tail attacks will all strike. The 2X, the IJ6Y. Knocks Sempai back into the corner. Brian has not been able to get out of this corner for the last 10 seconds. He is taking all this Oki. He's playing very respectful, but he seizes his chance. Anti-airs Vanny, gets out of the corner, pops Eevee for some extra pressure, and now this is going to be Brian's turn. Walking him. Whoa, misses the grab. And now they're trying to trade blows in the air. Catches Vanny out of the fire punch cancel, and this is looking pretty good for Brian. But Vanny activating burst, doesn't want to take the homing. And it's just a mess of flare blizzards and fire punches flying. Vanny activating her own burst. This is going to be anyone's game now. Anybody lands a single hit confirm, this is going to be a lot of damage. Vanny activating burst for the chip damage. Her burst is about to run out, so she's going to have to watch out. Brian activating his own burst. Also going for the chip damage. Brian getting rid of Rotom preemptively by doing the little shot hop. But now he's sitting at the life deficit. He has to make something happen. That's a good start. He just needs to land one more. He has the life lead now. And he's just gonna stay back, but oh no! The hit. And that's gonna be it. And that's that. Vanny advances. And Brian, unfortunately, is going to fall.